Before I get the political responses, Dr. Baru, if I may start with you. This was something that the Prime Minister literally staked his all for. He was willing to lose his government. It led to a trust vote. It led to great panic among Congress party leaders who thought the nuclear deal wasn't worth it. Now, several years later, nuclear commerce has not taken off. Most companies do not want to accept the liability laws. And now you have this raging controversy over the Attorney General suggesting that there is a way to bypass the existing law passed by Parliament. Does the government find itself cornered on the nuclear deal yet again? Is the Prime Minister's nuclear deal moment a non-starter?
No. First of all, Barkha, give me a couple of minutes to get into these issues. I believe you're going to have Abhishek Singhvi joining you, so he will defend the government and the Congress party. I'm not part of either the government or the Congress party. Let me speak as someone who has some familiarity with the issues. First of all, this is a legal matter. The Attorney General has taken a view. The matter can be challenged in the courts. Those who don't like the Attorney General's opinion, I'm sure, can get a clarification of his interpretation legally. Therefore, it's not a political issue. It's first and foremost a legal issue. Secondly, it's not a new issue. I mean, if you look at the debate on this over the last 3-4 years, in fact, articles have been written by several people who are in the know of the issue, scientists, nuclear scientists, drawing attention to this possibility. I remember 2 years back in 2010 or 2011, a prominent nuclear scientist writing an article in the media saying that this particular interpretation of Mr. Vanavati was possible, and he at that time called for an amendment, a further amendment to the nuclear liability bill. The opposition could have taken it up. They didn't take it up at that time. Neither the CPM nor the BJP took it up at that time. This was 2 years back.
Yeah.
Second, it's not about the United States. We have had the Soviets, the Russians in Kudamkulam who raised the same issue, and the same clarification which has now been given by Mr. Vanavati was given to the Russians. The companies involved today in nuclear commerce are French, Japanese, Russian, American, around the world. So the question for India really is, do we want to get foreign investment coming into the nuclear sector or not? It's not about getting American investment. It's about getting foreign investment, Japanese investment, Russian investment, French investment, and of course also American investment. So I don't see this as a political controversy.
Okay.
I think the government spokesperson, Mr. Narayanaswamy, just clarified that there's not going to be any change of law. The government will adhere by the bill as passed in Parliament.
Yeah.
But the interpretation of that law as given by the Attorney General obviously allows for this particular interpretation.
Okay.
Otherwise, he wouldn't have given that advice.
All right, let's take it to Abhishek Singhvi and Ravi Shankar Prasad. Now, Abhishek Singhvi, there's a larger political question that arises from this, but Sanjay Baru makes the argument that this is actually a legal argument, not a political one. As a political journalist, it is of some interest to me whether the Prime Minister's nuclear deal dream is ever going to be realized, because in many ways he wanted it to be the epicenter of his 10 years in power. At the moment, with no nuclear commerce taking off because of the liability laws, this may never actually happen. These deals may never get operationalized. Ghulam Vanavati's opinion is on record in 2012 as well. It seems to have erupted into a raging political controversy now, forcing the government and the Prime Minister on the back foot. Abhishek.
You said a lot of things, Barkha, and much of what I wanted to say has been anticipated by what Mr. Sanjay Baru said. But you've also answered part of your own question. If something has been opined so clearly in 2012, which is now being reopined by the Attorney General, what was all this fuss about? Let's take them point by point. It is clearly not a political issue. The crucial point forgotten, Barkha, is that the act was passed not by you, me, or the executive government or the Cabinet Committee on Security, but by Parliament in its wisdom. That act is frozen in time. That act is not amended. It is not changed. The text remains the same. Now, interpretations of laws are done every day.
Yes.
We are a thriving, some people believe too thriving, a democracy with total transparency, and you will have the next opinion before the opinion sender sends it to the opinion seeker. So if this interpretation is perverse, you will have challenges in court tomorrow. So what's the big deal about? It's the text of the law being interpreted. And two more things.
Yes.
1, 2, 3 is frozen in its terms. The nuclear liability law is frozen in its terms. An opinion almost similar to this has been given more than 1.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And ultimately, if and when my interpretation X is applied, or Mr. Vanavati, who is a law officer under the Constitution, is obliged to give his views, and has constitutional status giving his views, if that opinion is adhered to, it is the same opinion whether you are an American, a Russian, a French or a Japanese.
Okay.
Everybody, it's a level playing field of that opinion. So it is deliberately, everything is grist to the mill of the opposition, everything is grist to create a kind of, now I read today, Barkha, reports that, Prime Minister sells out to US. I mean, it is not an insult so much to the Congress or to the Prime Minister. It's an insult to the maturity of Indian democracy. With all of you shouting from the rooftops with a heavy opposition, with democracy thriving, with the courts, having huge activism, do you think India is such a hollow or a superficial democracy that we sell ourselves every 2 minutes to a country like USA?
Okay.